How's it going, gamers? James here, back in Master Duel, Spectate Saturdays, episode 19, the 2012 Duel Tryout Edition. In this contest bout, top 5 replays as per usual, whether if it's loner versus loner, loner versus creative decks, or creator versus creator. And as always, if you can do better than the ones that are being showcased throughout the event, be sure to leave your friend code down in the description below, and then you may be featured on a special episode in every post top 5 matches. So be sure to leave your replays to open. So, announcements to be made. Season 51 coming up. This is basically where a new deck is going to be tried out for the first time ever. So hopefully looking to do some twists and turns with the deck, so that way I want to get to know more about it. Second of all, Duelist Cup coming up. Let me know what comments, or let me know what deck you're playing in the comment section below for Duelist Cup coming up in March. And more importantly, if you are a brand new player for the first 7 days, or a returning player after 1 full month of missing gameplay, be sure to use my campaign code in the description below so we can gather this year's campaign prizes. With that being said, let us jump into top 5 2012 decks. And with this hand, based off from the perspective view, it seems generic enough. Nope, I see the machines out of a Gear X, so that has to be gadgets. Also, didn't even think of Deep Prison, to be honest. Real normal debris dragon with no targets and pass. Set 1 and pass. Real normal upstart golden ninja. Exceed Shoken into black ship, who is going to get meet up with dimensional prison. Set 1 and pass. Real normal card trooper. Milling off Light Pulsar, Veiler, and Ninjutsu Arc, getting in for 1900 and pass. Dark Hole for 1. In my honest opinion, it doesn't supposed to do much. So real normal green, double summon for red, getting yellow. Gear X, getting 10 goldfish. 2300. Set 2. Hello? Special summon is from Graveyard. There it is. By sending 1 light and 1 dark from hand to the graveyard. So Light Pulsar coming back by sending BLS and Dark Arm. Judgment. MST. Dark Hole, Set, Reborn Light Pulsar, Real Normal Debris Dragon, Reborn Card Trooper, milling the 3S cost, Synchro into Black Rose, explode the board even though you just set the compulse, and it's simplified game state for player A. MST hitting call, simplify game state. And loner of Machina Gadgets take one over Chaos Stealth. Pretty interesting start for those loner decks. Okay, someone is hardcore cooking with Gusto. So, judging by the extra deck in terms of Gustos, I pretty much say this is a great quality of Gustos. Chimeratech Fortress in the extra deck, I'm going to be honest, I did not think of that, even though opponents were to have Cyber Dragon, just in case. So I could just contact everybody for the sake of Fortress. Did not think of it. 2 alts are Black Roses, which is really, really clutch. Also, judging by his hand, the 1 lone Max Eater. Set monster and pass. Real normal Deep Sea Diva. Should have used Maxi the moment Deep Sea Diva was dropped, but had to use it a little too late, so Gachi being summoned in defense and 2 back row. Real normal Godo, warning the card because it never hit the field. Abyssphere, real normal Pike, discard its copy for Marksman. Lind over Winda, special to Eggle. Pike over Eggle, Eggle for Cam, and pass. Real normal Falco, Gordo Window shuffle this cost, drew to 1, D'Augustos freeze, Syncofet getting Cam, Freeze can't be killed by battle. Sphere goes, Lin goes, MST hitting call, and Megalo the Gigantic appears. Real normal Marksman. First off, can't be killed by battle. Second of all, your opponent takes battle damage you would have taken involving battles of a face-up Gusto. So it's Amazoness Swordswoman. Real normal Cam, shuffle the birds as cost, 800 damage, take the 1100 to the opponent, and pass. Dragoons, Guinea Megalo. I don't think that's not how the card works. Okay, opponent finally realizes about what goes on. Set. 800 damage and pass. Wait, does Winda not work the way she does? Let's see. When this card gets killed by battle with an opponent's attacking monster. Opponent's attacking monster. That's not what I thought it was. Okay, I pretty much had it mixed up with one of the birds. That said something about leaving the field or being destroyed. So most cases, take the 100 there. Affect Veiler. On Zen mains to cancel. Call it a Hornet for Veiler. Flip out Winda. Real normal Cam for D'Augusto Gordos. Gordos. Double Cam, shuffle this cost to target and destroy Megalo. Well, shuffle the 2 and target 1 is cost. The 2 Gustos over Zen mains. and pass. Dark Hole. Gachi saved. Real normal Dragoons. Salvage. Double Lind. Megalo. Discard the Double Lind. Getting Abyss Sphere off of Megalo. Damage Vaccine Omega Max. When you take damage by battle or by a card effect, gain life equal to the damage you took. So refund the points back and pass. Avarice of the Gusto player. Set. Abyss Sphere for Pike. And pass. Real normal Lin. Sphere. For Megalo. Torrential. Gachi saved. Getting in for 500. Just slap down Cyber Dragon, Real Normal Cam, and Cam getting in lethal. And Gustos take the win. The Loner of Gadgets. With his hand, MST his own card, by the way. Real normal Hanzo getting the Super Transformation and pass. Dark Hole. MST. Real normal Yellow getting green. Set to 1200 and pass. Real normal Zephyros the Elite. Hitting Yellow Gadget and pass. Didn't even use Bottomless or Judgment. Real normal the green, getting red, and pass. Real normal Debris, Gemini Pearl. There's Bottomless. Set 1 and pass. Judgment versus Judgment. Red for yellow. And Cowboy for game. Also, I did not think about Cowboy in my extra. Loner deck matchup. Gadget versus Water. Undying sending Treeborn is cost to get Veilered and 1 set. Heavy Storm for 1 seems a bit of a waste, but taking care of MST. Green, Real Normal getting red. Double Summon being Real Normal red getting yellow. Gear X. Gear Gigan X for 10 Goldfish. Gear X over Genix Undying. Tragodia. And 1 set. Treeborn. Tragodia over Gear X. Foolish to Dandelion. Okay, never mind about the Water Loner. Plague Spreader. Everybody gets Synchros material for Stardust, but Solemn Warning made it happen. 10 Goldfish, Real Normal, Special to Yellow, Yellow getting Green, Utopia, Tragodia, Set 1. Enemy Controller. Keep in mind, Treeborn is not once a turn. Oh, Frog Monarchs. So, Gadget versus Frog Monarchs. Okay, never mind about that Water Loner. It's all good from there. So, Real Normal with the green, getting red. Hit Tragodia. And Treeborn Frog is just basically resurrected each turn as long as there's no back row for it. Tribute summons Mobius. And no Gadget is going to take care of Mobius. Unless Darkhold comes up clutch. Real Normal Red getting yellow. And then Simplify Game State. Set monster. Back to the Gadget player. Double summon. Real Normal Yellow, Real Normal Green, getting red. Green over Sangan, getting Deep Sea Diva. Yellow over Treeborn, 1300. XZ into this super old card, Shockmaster. Number 16, Shockmaster. Rank 4, Light Fairy XZ. 2300 attack, 1600 defense. 3 level 4s in general to make it. And to this day, in 2026, Shockmaster is still banned. Let's see why. Soft once per turn, detach 1, declare 1 card type, monster, spell, or trap. That type of card, if spell or trap, cannot be activated, or if monster, cannot activate its effects until the end of your opponent's next turn. That is a big oof. Calling on monsters, so no monster effects. Set and pass. Shockmaster, calling on traps. And it was Enemy Controller, keeping the Frog Monarch alive. Real Normal Red, set. Treeborn comes back. Deep Sea Diva for Spine Gilman. And Ally of Justice Catastor re-emerges. If it battles a non-dark, destroy that monster. Instantaneous wins versus most decks that are not dark. True question is there an out to it? 2200 attack in terms of darks or higher. Big Eye for sure. Maestro, if he were to book the Catastor. Evil Swarm Ouroboros. Yeah, so it's Big Eye, Maestro, if you were to book the Catastor, and Ouroboros. Catastor killing off Shockmaster, fighting back in this game. Real Normal Yellow, call it on it for green, XZ into Ouroboros, outing Catastor in terms of dark versus darks. Hand Rip, Genix Undyne. Tribute Summon Caius, Banish a Dark, that's 1,000, and 2,400 more, and Tragodia is here to make sure the Duelist A is alive and well. Pot of Avarice. Set 1 and pass. Treeborn comes back. Real Normal Debris, Reborn Dandelion, Scrap Dragon, Dead Warning, Kaya Silver Tragodia, and Scrap Lethal. Matchup number 5. With this hand, we need some hand fixing. Okay, Evil Swarm Zahak. And I believe this is where Evil Swarms in general, I once played this as a babyface teenager to a very young adult in the early years, in terms of late teens to early 20s, and Evil Swarms to me is one of the most deadliest artworks in terms of hidden arsenal. So the name of the game with these guys, in terms of Evil Swarms to be specific, they are all darks related to the L Swarm groups. And when it comes to the Evil Swarm crew, they are all multiple types. So cards such as there can be only one be played around easily. But in situations like this is where an in-depth guide on Evil Swarms coming soon post Spectate Saturdays episode. So Jack is Real Normal and pass. Real Normal, Machina Gear Frame, getting Fortress, Hand Destruction, another Zahak, and Thunder Dragon, while the ditching was Fortress and Warning, drew the 2, and then Card Destruction, 2 cards versus 5. And with the new hand now, not so much. So the discards were 2 more Thunder Dragons, Dark Flare, Torrential, and Warning. Glossed out Warning, by the way. Reasoning. Calling on 1 when it's 4, being yellow. Getting green. Fortress by discarding the 2 machines. Zahak. Can confirm hand is broke. Veiler, Tour Guide, Breaker, Poly. I'm going to imagine a Poly is where 2 Thunder Dragons for the sake of twin-headed Thunder Dragon, and then Foolish Burial. Hand rips Veiler. XZ into Gear Giganex, getting Red Gadget, and pass. Jar Grief for the 1 draw. Foolish. Toss out Eclipse Wyvern. Banish the Darkness Metal. Tour Guide into Tour Bus. Level 3 Dark Fiend, 1000 both ways. When this card is sent to the graveyard, target 1 monster in either player's graveyard that isn't Tour Bus from the Underworld. Shuffle it back. Also, I really love it how the concept of the artwork is where Tour Guide, the female, while the Tour Bus happens to be featuring Tour Guide from the Underworld, when the actual focus on the artwork is the Tour Bus. And on top of that, big shout outs to Soul Absorbing Bone Tower featured in that artwork. Exene to Acid Golem with its 3000 beat stick, set, and pass. Ultimate offering. And it's go time for the gadgets. Red for yellow, yellow for green, green for red, red for yellow, yellow, real normal, no more legal targets, Gear X, getting gear frame from Grave, real normal gear frame getting Fortress, tribute summon Fortress, AZ into Gem Knight Pearl, set 2, Compulse. Does Fortress not, hold on. Before resolving an opponent's monster effect, oh, monster effect, never mind. Should be summon Fortress once again, and pass. Detach 1, Tour Bus, Shuffle Dark Flare, Real Normal Breaker, Trap Hole, Fortress destroyed, Golem destroyed, and pass. Royal limiter removal, nice. Real normal breaker, judgment, and pass. Any monster that's 1400 or higher, that's game. Dralago happens to be the answer, and Duelist B wins. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Smash the notification bell so you won't miss out on constant updates. And if you are a brand new for the first 7 days or a returning player after 1 full month of missing gameplay, be sure to use my friend code or campaign code, in the description below so we can gather this year's campaign prizes. I thank you guys for tuning in to episode 19 of Spectate Saturdays. And for the next episode of Spectate Saturdays, it is going to be the season 1 finale of Spectate Saturdays. Catch you guys next time.